Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about gold. We're going to talk about the entries, the exits, the profit targets, and everything in between in order to help you become a better trader when it comes to gold. Some of you have made money, past challenges, so we're going to continue that theme here today. So this is the setup for this past week. I was trying to take a trade, but that did not work out until later. So I was trying to get in somewhere in here. That didn't work, but whatever. So didn't get to take a trade on gold like I wanted to, but let's talk about this upcoming week. So as usual, let's go ahead and get rid of all of the drawings on the chart. And then let's go up to the weekly chart. Let me make this a little bit better so we can all see it. And I'm on a different computer today, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging for me in order to get everything together, but it's still going to be great. So let's zoom in right there. Amazing. Cool. So one of the things that I see for gold for this upcoming week, so the week prior, this closed as a bullish doji candle. And as you probably know by now, when it comes to a doji candle, it could either go up or it can go down. So price didn't really go up above the highs like before, or the highs, the previous highs, but it got close. But then it started to trade down. So the fact that this closed as a weak bearish candle makes me believe that for the upcoming week, we may see more bearish momentum. And then also we have to take into consideration the news for or the economic events in relation to the US market. So the fact that we're trading gold and the fact that it is against the US dollar, we also have to pay attention to what's happening with the dollar. So this leads me to believe that there may be some more downward pressure on gold, but we'll see. Just because this upcoming week is a US holiday and the markets are closed, so there will be some low volume, probably like the Sunday night and Monday if you are in the US or Northern America. So it may look a little bit different depending on where you are. But anyway, so let's go ahead and mark up these charts super quick. So let me go ahead and mark off this level right here at around 25.12, mainly because I did see price bounce around that area a lot this past week. And there were some really good opportunities around there, but I didn't see anything that was firm. So I didn't take any trades. So here is another level that I want to mark off. So this is a high that it made inside of the market ever, and that is at 25, roughly 31. So I want to mark that level off because if price breaks that level, then there's a higher possibility for price to continue to move higher. And then of course, if it does, I will just wait. So let's also mark off this support level right here at 24.22. That looks like a really good level, mainly because it's created a nice support right here. And then also, let's just go ahead and clone this. Can we do that? Control C, V, great. So I also want to mark off this other level right here. So this is a level I've been marking off for the past couple of weeks, mainly because we have all of these wicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks right here. And the fact that price came into the zone and rejected tells me that this is a really strong level, and I definitely want to pay attention to that. So definitely want to mark that off. And then one other level that I do want to mark off, at least here on the weekly, down here for the same reason that I talked about before, and that's around 22.93. Mainly because we have a lot of price action, a lot of rejection in this zone, and the fact that price has been rejecting quite a bit here. I want to see what's happening on a lower time frame. So we're going to go there in a second. So let's just go ahead and go to the daily time frame. All right, cool. And then I'm going to move this in just a little bit so we can see all the price action. Cool. So here's the level that we drew right here at the highest high. That looks fine. Right here, it's a little confusing, mainly because there's some consolidation here. So the one thing I want to do is actually I want to move this level down to 25.04, and that's almost 2,500 flat. Nice psychological level. If you pay attention to those, sometimes those do play out on gold, so I do like to call them out when I see them. And another level that I do want to mark off is right here at, I want to mark it off, and I already have an alert there for some other reason, but I want to mark off 24.91. Even though it's relatively close to that 2,500, I do see a bunch of rejections here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections in this at this level. And then I also see something right here, but I don't want to touch that until I go down to lower time frames to just really see what's happening. And then actually there's another level that I do want to mark off. So I'm going to clone this. So here on the daily, as I was looking left, actually I was going to wait, but I do want to mark it off right now. As I was looking left, I saw this rejection here at 24.83. And then I see this candle kind of tapping into it just a little bit, and then I see a nice support right here. So that's why I want to mark it off. Now, when I go down to lower time frames, it may be something that I get rid of, but for right now, we're just going to keep it. So this is looking fine for right now. Actually, I do want to add another level right about here at 24.48, close to 24.50. Mainly because I see a nice support here, and then I also see a nice resistance level right here. It's going to look a little bit cleaner when I go down to a lower time frame, but right now I want to mark it off. This is fine. However, I do want to move this down just a little bit more to about 23.63. And this level over here is still looking good because we have the nice supports right here. So let's go down to the H4 time frame. Let's do that. All right, and then let's go back so that way we can adjust our levels. Let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, cool. So this was this area where recent price action is. Currently, we do see a lot of consolidation here. So that was one of the biggest reasons why I didn't take any trades this upcoming week, mainly because of all the consolidation. So for right now, let me squeeze this in, see if there's something that I'm missing. So I'm just taking a look at it because I do see a lot of rejections in this area. So I do like the fact that I put this level almost at 2,500 flat. And if I look, let me see if I move this up just, oops, not this. Let me get rid of this alert. This is kind of in the way. Yes. So I'm trying to place this line in a right location. I get better here at 24.94, so we're going to move that to right there. And then this level right here, I definitely want to move this down a little bit so that way it's sitting at the support nicely. So it's roughly at 24.80. And then let's go down and look at this level right here. So this level, I do want to move this, oops, I do want to move this down. I'm trying to figure out if I want to move it right here or if I want to move it right here. We're just going to stick it right here at around 24.40, a nice psychological level. And then if we look left, we do see a bunch of consolidation here. So don't want to do anything with that. That's really messy, but it is a little bit cleaner over here. And then actually this level right here, let me see how this looks right here. I'm actually liking it better right here. Let's just move this right here for now. So for now, we're going to place this level at 24.16 roughly, mainly because we have a nice support. And if we look here, we do have some rejections in this zone. We have other rejections in this zone, so that looks really good. And then actually, I didn't see this before on the higher time frames, but I do want to mark off this level right here. So let's do that. Cool. So I want to mark off this level right here at 23.80, mainly because we have a bunch of rejections in the zone, and then we also have a couple of supports. So I definitely want to mark those off. And then if we looked left, let's just say we drug this over, then we could also see some price action in this level, some consolidation, but good enough for now. And then this level down here, I want to move this down to about right here. So to 23.55, mainly because we have this nice support. We also have a rejection. And then if we scroll over, we can see that price is landing perfectly in the zone. We see a bunch of rejections in the zone, so we definitely want to have that as one of our levels. So I think I got one more level. So right here, we do see a gap, but it's close enough. And then right here, we can see that price is hovering in this zone, this 22.93, actually 92 zone, very perfectly. So this is looking good on the H4 time frame. Let's go down to H2. All right, and then we definitely have to reset our view because there's a lot of price action happening. So sometimes you will have to draw more lines, especially if you have a lot of choppiness like this, just to get it in a range. So there's actually a gap right here that I noticed on the last time frame, but I don't want to draw it out. But there's a gap right here between this zone at 25.26 and then up here. So I just kind of mark that off just for my own situational awareness when I'm looking at the charts. And then we do have this level right here that we drew before. This is still looking quite good to me, even though we have this kind of fake out zone right here. We do have a bunch of candles rejecting this level perfectly. So we're just going to leave it. Actually, we could move it down just so that way it lines up to a little bit more perfectly at 2,500, but it's basically the same thing. So we're just going to leave that alone. Right here, I like this line because we have one, two, we have a resistance here, we have a rejection, and then more rejections here, and then almost a resistance, and the support is really close too. So I like this level, so we're going to keep that right there. And then right here, I actually do want to move this down just, oops, move it down just a little bit. So that way it lines up perfectly with the support, and this is pretty much at 2480. And let's go over to the left. So we have a gap right here, but I'm happy with the line right now. And then right here, this looks good. I'm just moving this over. Let me adjust this so it doesn't keep adjusting on its own. That's annoying. So I'm just scrolling over, basically just looking at the levels and just making sure that things line up with the levels that I set. If not, I'm just making slight corrections. So, and then let me move this. This is in the way. Great. So this right here is looking really good. This is a level that we drew this. Let me go back. So I was going to move this line right here because of these candles right here. But if I look at more recent price action, this is actually lining up pretty perfectly. So we're going to leave that alone. And it's at a really nice psychological level, which is 2380 roughly. So we're going to leave that alone. That's looking good. And then that's the last line that I drew over here. So great. So now let's go down to H1. Whew. This has been some crazy price action. Let me just reset the view so we could get to it quickly. Great. So now looking at H1 time frame, I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I want to adjust. I'm just going to do this really quickly. I do want to adjust this level right here. And as you can see, it's getting closer and closer to 2,500 flat. Yes, and this 2,500 flat. I knew we were going to get there, but I just wanted to make the candles tell me where the line wanted to be. And as you can see right now, we're pretty much at 2,500 flat. So I like this mainly because we have a support. We also have some rejections here. We do have some price action within here, but for the most part, this is looking correct. To me, we also have a resistance here. Price went down from there. Makes perfect sense. So if I'm scrolling over, this actually do want to move down just a little bit more. So it's kind of moving away from that 2480, but it's still in the zone. We got all these rejections right in here. A nice rejection there, so that looks good. Right here, we got rejections also on the opposite side in this zone. So still, this is still looking good. Amazing. All right. So now that I like the levels on the H1 time frame, we're going to talk about what my game plan is for the upcoming week. There we go. Remember. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the Profitable Traders Academy. A lot of you have made money from challenges, you have passed challenges, and you've just made money with your own personal accounts using the information that I share in these YouTube videos. So if you want to take that a lot further, know when I'm actually entering the market, know actually what I look for when I'm looking at the market and deciding to, or whether or not I want to take an entry, then this is going to be for you, because you can only get so far with these YouTube videos. And if you really want to scale up your trading and get to the next level and get to the point where you're making about an extra $1,000 per month from trading, then this is definitely for you. So I started this mainly because a lot of people were messaging me, asking me a whole bunch of questions. And I thought, well, what a better way to give back to the community by providing something at a very, very affordable amount and be able to answer questions inside of the group almost real time and give you feedback on your specific situation. So in the past, when I've had membership groups, people have posted charts, people have asked me questions, and sometimes I'll give them either a little video showing them what I would do, or just type out a really detailed response, so that way it's easy for them to follow, and that way they can implement the information. And most of them did. The people who were really serious about trading did, and they were actually successful. So go ahead and check out what the Profitable Traders Academy is all about. We do have some testimonials here. I do have some FAQs. So some people who asked me questions. And then if you want to know more information, these are some other things that we provide inside of here. So currently we're up to 4 members. When we get to 25 members, the price of this will be going up. So go ahead and check this out and get the help that you deserve today for a very affordable price. So I'll see you inside. So getting back to the gold analysis for today, one of the things that I'm looking for is I'm still very bullish on the gold market in general, but when it comes to the analysis for this week, or for this upcoming week, it's been pretty choppy. So we need to see what's going to happen with the US dollar this week and just see if there is any catalyst that could push it in either direction. If it's time to sell, I'm ready to sell. If it's time to buy, I'm ready to buy. I want the market to tell me what to do and not just do what I want to do. So, like I said, for the most part, I'm very bullish on this particular market. But one thing I am looking at, if price was to come below here at roughly 24.78, let's just say 75, because that's a nice number, then I'll be looking for sales below this level, mainly because right now it's really, let me move this over. So right now it's really hard to determine whether or not price is going to go up, especially because we had this kind of price action this past week, and it was really hard to figure that out, which is why I didn't get the opportunity to take a trade, because this is really messy price action and I don't want to get chopped up and I don't want to lose my money for no reason. And I'm sure you don't either. So when it comes to this, I'm looking to take sales below here, and then anything above here, I am looking for buys. So let me tell you specifically what I am looking for. So right now we have price, it's kind of above this level. So what I would want to see is actually I want to see price above this wick right here. So this wick at 25.06. And I see a nice range for buys. Let me move this over so we can all see it. I see a nice range for buys up to about here. Now I do understand looking left that price could maybe stop around this level at 25.20. So I'm just going to mark that off as a potential area for price to back out at. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right word to say. But anyway, for price to not get up to, and price could continue up here. So let me go ahead and do this. So this is what I'm looking for on this. Price to continue up there. What are you doing? Anyway, so that's one idea that I'm looking for this upcoming week. And then let's just say, for instance, if price was to come up here and then maybe it decides to reject to come down here. Right here, this could be another buying opportunity for me, especially if we look left, we can see that price came into this zone and then it rejected. And then if we scroll more to the left, we can see that price also came into the zone and it rejected like that. And then if we scroll left even more, we can see more rejections inside of the zone. We can see a rejection right here. And then we also see some price action over here. I'm not going to mark all these things off, but basically you get the idea. So another idea for me is if price was to come, let me move this over. If price was to come to the zone and I see my signal, and then I could buy up to about here. So that's another trading idea for me. And then another trading idea that I have right now on gold, let's just say if it continues to come back down and do a deeper retracement, if it comes to here, and then I would be interested in possibly buying up here. And then if price had a lot of momentum and it continued to move up, then I would be interested in here. And then, of course, going up here. So you may be wondering why I'm not trying to target the previous highest high in the market. And that's mainly because if we look left, again, we can see that we had 1, 2, 3, 4 times where price tried to reach up there and it rejected. Now on this 5th time, it could push up and bust through because we've seen that a lot on gold. But based on past price action, I want to be a little bit more conservative with my trades and I want to see what price has done in the past. So this is pretty much my idea for buys, and then for sells. Like I said before, anything down here. So I would basically be targeting this to this. all the way down here to 24.40. Now, obviously, that would be a really big move inside of the market. The price could do whatever it wants. But if we look left, we can see that it's not far-fetched because price did come. Actually, price did reject this level and then it came all the way down here. This is a nice move. So I forgot to do these things, but this move right here from here to here is 300, almost 400 pips, which is insane. And at $10 a pip, that's a lot of money for a standard, for a one lot on this. It's a lot of money. So yes. So anyway, so this would be something that I'd be interested in for sure. And then actually, let me mark this off. So one area that I would look out as a caution area would be around 24.50, and you can see this is a nice psychological number, mainly because price came into this zone 1, 2, 3 times and rejected. So let's just mark it off right there. So let's go back. Yep. This is not my computer. All right. So anyway, so here we go right there. So that would be target 1. No. And then this would be target 2 down here on the downside. And then, of course, price could continue to tumble. And then I would be looking for further sales from 24.40 and then all the way down here to 24.16 kind of zone and just continue down. Just basically just following the price action down. So basically, if you love this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that way you can get more amazing videos like this, and I'll see you next week.